sunset affects the human spirits by its charm and beauty and makes them react with it, where it creates inside them a state of sensation and romance. So it attracts them to meditate the greatness of the universe and its creator. I'm Khaoula Maachib from Batuta High School, and today I will talk about an exciting scientific subject which illustrates the sunset process in all its stages in each of the planets Earth and Mars. Sunset or sundown is the daily disappearance of the sun below the horizon as a result of Earth's rotation. Earth has a relatively thick atmosphere, so most of the atmospheric scattering occurs when the light strikes a molecule of air, known as Rayleigh scattering. Rayleigh scattering happens when the object a photon scatters off is much smaller than the wavelength of the photon. The closer wavelength is to the size of the molecule, the more likely it is to scatter. This means the red wavelengths, which are the longer wavelengths of the visible light, don't scatter with air molecules much, while blue wavelengths, which are shorter, tend to scatter a lot. In fact, blue light is 10 times more likely to scatter against air molecules than red light. This is why the sky appears blue, since so much of the blue light is scattered. When the sun is low in the sky, its light has to travel a long path through the atmosphere to reach you. As the light travels through the atmosphere, some of the photons are scattered off the air molecules. Then, they scatter randomly in all directions. So usually when the photon scatters, it scatters away from your line of sight. Since blue photons scatter much more often than red ones, much of the blue light is scattered away. This leaves red photons to reach your eye. Hence, sun looks red when it's low in the sky. Mars has a much thinner atmosphere, so the amount of Rayleigh scattering is much less. But Mars also has a dry, dusty surface and a weaker surface gravity. So the atmosphere of Mars is often filled with fine dust particles. These particles are more comparable in size to the wavelengths of visible light, so most of the light is scattered by mean scattering. One of the main differences between Rayleigh and mean scattering is that Rayleigh scattering tends to occur in all directions, but mean scattering varies with scattering angle. What this means is that the longer wavelengths tend to scatter more uniformly, while shorter wavelengths tend to scatter at slight angles. This means that the blue light tends to be deflected less than the red light. That's why Mars can have a dusty red daytime sky and a blue sunset.